Good evening and welcome. I'm Sheila Balgobin and I am the Dream Decipherer, and I help you to crack the code of your sleep and dreams so you can sleep sound and dream deep. I've been so busy the last couple of days that I actually forgot to announce the live, but never mind, I'm here and I hope you are too. So this particular dream is involves a family trip and a red octopus. So we'll get right into it and see what's going on. The dreamer reported that they were on vacation with their family, and the family came across a red octopus, which was huge, um, and just there. I'm assuming on the beach, on a beach someplace. There was also a woman who appeared to be dead or nearly so, and the octopus was injecting some spikes around her eyes and then swallowed her. And the dream reports that was very sad. Also, what was going on at this time, someone that the dreamer didn't identify was trying to get her to eat one of these tentacles of this red octopus, but she couldn't do it. Then she found herself in a spa and had what looked like blackheads on her legs. But as each one of these blackheads actually came out, this her skin split and fell off, but there was new skin underneath, and that's the end of the dream. So there's a lot going on there, but let's see what's going on and what it could possibly mean for the dreamer. First of all, let's look at the vacation or holiday. Now, this vacations would imply a happy time of spending time with family and representing group energy. And I would ask the dreamer here, what does it actually evoke for the dreamer? I assume that it was a happy time and people enjoy a group of people enjoying each other's company. And I just wonder, has the dreamer's family been planning on going on a vacation, or actually been on a vacation, or perhaps, like I said, maybe currently on one? But we'll leave that for the moment and we'll look at this huge red octopus. Now, huge can mean anything. I mean, how huge was huge? I mean, octopi can grow quite large. But what is it about this octopus may have been frightening for the dreamer? Um, what does its actual size evoke? And the color, bright red. What does that mean for the dreamer? Is red particularly significant for the dreamer? There's certain things that it could signify as maybe danger or anger, but it can also represent passion. So I would ask the dreamer there, what does the color red bring up in particular? Now, looking at more closely at this octopus, you think about octopi, they have 8 arms. And I did a little bit of research around this, and apparently, red octopi have very poisonous beaks. They not only bite, which is, the beak in the center of the octopus, but it's poisonous. They actually inject poison. And it sparked quite a few thoughts, but a couple of things was, the 8 arms reminded me of the Hindu goddess Durga, who fought off demons with weapons in each of her arms, and who was also born fully grown from the gods, just like the goddess Athena, who sprang from Zeus's head. Um, Now, again, Athena is a warrior goddess. So there's something about battle that seems to be implied, by this octopus, whether being battled with or battled against. And I would ask the dreamer here, is there perhaps some kind of battle of some kind, whether it be external or internal, going on for the dreamer. Could she possibly feel like she's actually engaged in some kind of battle, perhaps involving a group of people or family or something else? Now, moving on from there, we go to this woman who was dead or appeared to be dead or nearly dead, that got swallowed up by this octopus after it injected spines of some kind or spikes in the eyes of this woman. Now, it brought up for me something along the lines of perhaps the dreamer perhaps not seeing something or being blinded by something. um there something perhaps that the dreamer is not seeing in some way, or perhaps is the dreamer feeling dead or nearly so in some ways. There's something that's going on in the dreamer's life that makes them feel deadened in some way or blinded in some way. And the dreamer expressed sadness at this event, that this woman was injected with this poison and then swallowed by this octopus. um, and yes, that's a sad event, but is there something going on in the dreamer's life that perhaps is evoking or brings on a sense of sadness? So we're going to leave that for a moment and to return to the octopus, because we're looking at the octopuses or octopi. I don't know how to put that. Tentacles, and someone unidentified. The dreamer doesn't identify who. Was this person known to the dreamer, or was it somebody anonymous? A stranger of some kind. Um, but this person tried to get the dreamer to eat one of these tentacles, which contained suckers, of course, and possibly these deadly spikes that seem to have killed this woman or put out her eyes. And my question here for the dreamer is there an area possibly of the dreamer's life that feels like she's swallowing something that is distasteful or even deadly, yet or being forced to do that, but the dreamer refused? Now, there could be many reasons why the dreamer refused. I mean, just the thought of eating eating the tentacle of an octopus that just ate somebody, and after injecting poisonous spines in someone, certainly wouldn't be appealing. But what what was the motivation behind the dreamer refusing to eat this tentacle? Because actually, when cooked properly, octopus is actually quite tasty, and if it's cooked properly, it's not even rubbery. So just a note there. Um, Moving on from that, we look at the spa. The dreamer finds herself in a spa, and the spa would imply relaxation or peace or renewal, self care, perhaps. But the dreamer reports that there were blackheads that were on her legs. Now, there's a couple of things that came up with that. And first of all, legs representing our way of moving forward, were what was being blemished. So, as if that these blemishes in some way were preventing forward movement, perhaps, whether it be embarrassment at these blackheads or whatever. But the blemishes were blackheads, and in particular, color can have different meanings in dreams. Whether something has color or is colorless is significant. So I would ask the dreamer here about these blemishes, these black spots on her legs, um, which gives an implication of something being dark, perhaps in the dark, being hidden, or something that may even be considered evil in, darkness in that sense. And my questions here for the dreamer are there areas of the dreamer's life that feel like blemishes somehow in her life? Now, again, I come back to the legs, which represent a forward movement. And are these their blemishes of some kind that are preventing the dreamer from forward movement or for feeling comfortable about movement? There just seems to be something there. But as these blackheads were removed or fell off, they seem to have fallen out of their own accord, and the skin split and new skin appeared after the skin had split once these blackheads were removed. And my question here is there something that perhaps that's going on in the dreamer's life that is allowing a new skin to develop or a new way of being to actually form? That something like the old stuff has to just be drawn out or gotten rid of before something new can appear. And that sparked the thought for me of snakes, snakes shedding their skin as they grow, which is a sign of a symbol, can be a symbol of renewal. It can be a symbol of various things, but just the fact that there's shedding of skin as to allow for new growth seems to be indicated here. And like I said, snakes can represent different things, such as temptation, renewal, and also being an intermediary between above and below, because they go underground, they live above ground as well. So in some religious practices, snakes are seen as the intermediaries between the spirit world and the earth, or earthly world, if you will. So my final question here for the dreamer is there perhaps some kind of conflict that's going on between the dreamer's higher and lower selves? If there's some conflict that's trying to keep to the high road, on the one hand, but being dragged down or attacked, and being brought down to a lower state or lower status. So that's what came up for me with regard to this strange, huge red octopus that seems to, perhaps stretching its tentacles into the dreamer's life somehow, and causing havoc, causing sadness, causing, perhaps even injecting poison in some way. But there's hope at the end of it all, because whatever has gone on before, the dreamer developed a new, and clear skin. And I would ask the dreamer here that perhaps if whatever may be going on in their lives at the moment, is it part of the process of shedding an old life, which may or may not have been as that satisfactory, and coming into a new life. So, being, shedding the old ways and moving on into something new. So there you have it. Red octopi, poisonous, octopus, and family holidays. And not immediately apparent why the two would be juxtaposed, but some questions perhaps for the dreamer to look at. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Have a great evening and rest of the week. And I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye bye.